morning, South Florida, and welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
Take a deep breath and a good whiff of that coffee brewing. Grab yourself some toast, a donut, or any breakfast as Dawn and Freddie get you up and ready for the rest of the day.
So call in at 888-565-1470 to share a tip of the day.
Or just to say good morning. Shake off your sleepies, buckle in, cause it's showtime!
And welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Cafe. Let me take off that mask.
I think it's like snack time already. I get up so early.
Oof.
Woo!
I have my...
How's that doing for you?
I got my heifer.
Heifer. No,
Heifer.
a heifer is a cow.
A heifer
Is a cow.
is not a cow.
What is it?
Slick, you know what a heifer is?
Is Sir his mic on?
Because
A heifer is not a cow.
What is it? A heifer is
You
a
said
female
heifer.
cow.
Yeah. Anyway, morning. To all our friends out there, if you know what I'm going to talk to my boys. I'm going to talk to the guys.
It's
if you
not,
know,
what you're implying
you know what a
is
heifer
not
is,
nice.
give us a call, 888-994-4995. First of
Your
all,
implications are not nice, so I'm going to go with the cow thing.
it's not a cow.
What is it?
It is a cow, but it's not a cow.
I know. That's why I'm not going with your guy thing. That's not nice.
Oh, so you know what it is?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
What is
And
it?
it's not very, I will not repeat that on TV.
Slick, do you know? Vinny, do you know what a heifer
We are
is?
non-judgmental. I like that waterfall, Gio. Thank you.
I don't know.
You don't know.
Nope.
You
It's
don't know
good.
what a heifer is?
Nope.
Ladies, do you know what a heifer is?
It's not nice.
That's two that know. First of all, it is nice.
Really?
Yes.
In what world?
In other words, do you know what a brick house is? When they see a woman, they go,
Yes.
she's built like a brick house.
Yes.
Yeah,
What does that
yeah.
mean?
It means she's built.
Sexy, voluptuous.
Yes.
Mucho gusto.
And people wonder how you get away with saying
Solid
what you
foundation.
say.
But a heifer in the day was mucho gusto.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe you don't think so.
That
It's not
was
calling
nothing.
a woman a cow.
That was not the connotation.
Oh, yes, it is. You have no idea. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. We are playing words
Welcome where
association.
Freddie is equally offensive.
A heifer was
A heifer.
a good-looking brick house.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's what we used to call it in the day.
You know, we were told yesterday, people don't know how you get away with saying what you say, and I say it's because I call you out on it, so I guess that's how you get away with saying what you say.
You see, Teddy thinks it's calling a woman a cow.
Yeah, I hear she's right.
She's not right. She's incorrect.
Let's
It
look
is
up the
not.
Urban Dictionary, you guys.
Oh, come on. You're not going to go by the Webster Dictionary.
Not Webster, Urban.
Or urban.
Heifer with
It's like
the-
a hef and a her.
But in Freddie's vernacular, it ends in an A. Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Give us a call, 888-994-4995. Gio, thank you for getting us up again. And I like seeing the other TV changing pictures. That is really
Definition.
cool.
That is
You
very
got an
cool.
answer, Slick?
Definition is a really fat. I'm not gonna say the word, but comparable to a cow.
Yeah, exactly.
A heifer?
Uh-huh.
It's a fat woman?
It's a really
No.
fat.
That's not the way we use it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's another way you used it, but that is the meaning of it.
You know something?
Again, not nice.
What is it when something is really, really great, right? Like
Fantastic.
Slick is playing the piano like a super duper man.
Yep.
And you say that was sick. Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
I wouldn't say that was sick. I had a boyfriend that used to say
Slick.
everything that was good was sick.
Yes. Is it a good thing or a bad thing when they say that is
That
just
was
sick?
it. Yeah.
That's just weird.
Depending on the generation, yeah, they'll use a different word.
Teddy,
But
the word sick, is it used good or bad? That was sick.
Good.
It's
she
good.
says. Okay.
Okay, so heifer had the complete opposite
Maybe if
in
we
the
spell
day.
it H-E-F-F-A.
You
Maybe
can
the way we spell it the way you do, but
I'm
not
going to tell you
this way.
something. I didn't even know a heifer was a cow. That's how bad this is. I thought
You
it
did
was
not
just.
know? A
No.
female cow is what a heifer
Yeah,
is.
but that's not the way we used it. I didn't grow up knowing that until today. I learned it's a cow.
Welcome to the Dawn Dictionary.
Is that what it is?
No, it's a real thing. It's true.
So if I'm hanging out with the guys and a chick walks by and we go, a chick, can I call her a chick or is that not allowed anymore
You
either?
shouldn't, but I know you
Again?
do.
A chick is not allowed. In my day, a chick, if you got called a chick, you were hot.
Speaking of your day, there's a quiz floating around on Facebook for Grease. I got 100% just
For
saying.
Grease?
From Grease, the movie Grease. How many things do you know from the movie Grease?
That was before my time.
Yeah, it was before. You lived Grease, I think.
I don't live Greece. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm saying in the day, we used to call chicks brick house. There's another word before that I won't
exactly.
use. And then heifer.
You make
Because
Slick
she was built. Don't look up like that because you make me nervous. Anyway, I also want to bring up the point. I was informed today that today, this Apollo that we have here on the stage, you didn't even ask me why I put this up.
It's a whole lot of reasons I didn't ask you, but please share.
Today is the day that these guys who walked on the moon
The Apollo 2?
blasted up. July 26th, they walked on the moon.
Today's
And
not
they
July
left.
26th.
They left today.
Oh, okay.
Cape
Nice.
Canaveral.
Wow. Apollo 2?
Okay.
This is the Apollo 2.
That's the one.
Very nice.
That's the one that took off today. And they went to the voyage to the deepest sea, and they ended up on the moon, and they walked, and this is for sale, a memorabilia piece that we have here. But I
My
wanted
great
to...
uncle actually designed the tires on that rover.
And my great-grandfather is the one that asked me about the flag.
I'm going to ask my uncle to tell your grandfather about the flag that was on his rover with
About
the
the wind,
tires.
the wind on the moon. There was
you
wind
have
on the
it.
moon. That's why it was blowing in the breeze. Come on, everybody's seen the video, right?
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind.
They're saying that it was on a rod, and even if it wasn't a rod, it wouldn't move.
I don't know. Well, I think that's exciting. The Apollo 2, let's fact check that, Slick. What day did Apollo 2 leave Cape Canaveral? And see if it was July 16th. We know today's
Oh, you
July
don't
16th
believe me.
because you know what we skipped yesterday?
What?
We skipped tax day. Yesterday was tax filing day.
Please.
Ugh, I know.
Don't even-
Although, you know what? The news seemed to skip it also, which is really quite interesting. Here's what you got to love. I have this love-hate relationship with the media, with the news coverage. It's all I can say. Ever notice they start a story with, this could possibly happen, but it could not. Really? So we got a 50-50 shot? Then why do a story on it? Because you know what? The sky could be blue today or the sky could be purple today. I don't know. It could or it could not. But yet we sit and we indulge and we watch. We don't. But people watch this 24/7 of possibility. What about the other possibility of things being a different way?
I thought we weren't doing this
We're
anymore.
not. We're not doing it. I'm just saying in general,
No,
all
no,
these
you're doing
things.
it. You're doing
I'm
it.
talking about the media. I'm
Yeah,
not talking about
again,
anything
you're doing
else.
it. You're
Okay,
doing
we'll
it
do
again. You're doing it.
Done.
Done.
So I texted Slick last night. I want to get new HEPA filters for our AC because these guys work really hard. And they wash it out, they dry it out, and they put it back up every month. So I want to order filters. So I measured it the other day.
This doesn't carry that size, but go ahead.
And I said, it's okay, I'm going to custom order them. And I said to Slick, remeasure it for me. He goes, okay, I gotcha. He comes in the other day and he tells me, now just to confirm, as I'm on the computer last night ordering it, I give him the measurement with a question mark. He goes, okay, AC? Yes, AC. He says, want me to get it for you? I said, no, is that the size? He says, okay, that's the size. I'm like, no, this is a question. This is not a statement.
He
it
doesn't
wouldn't- No, it
remember.
comes in a universal size if I get it off shelf, so you have to cut it.
First of all,
I-
I would give Slick $1 if he remembers the two, don't open your mouth, the two numbers that he measured.
What two numbers?
On
Yeah,
the
you measured on the
filter.
AC.
The
You-
AC filter? What
I'll
is
give you
it?
$1 if
said
you can do it.
19 and a half and 23.
That's what
Or
I
23,
said. Is that
yeah.
what you measured also?
That wasn't,
That's what I
no,
measured
that's not,
also, and I seen other filters, but you're gonna have to. They're disposable filters.
that's
They're
not the number you guys said.
Yes, it is.
19
No, it's
and a half
not.
and
What did we
23.
say?
It was 21.
No, it's 23.
He said 21.
Guess what they're doing today? They're
They're
taking
gonna
the ladder
remeasure
out,
it
they're
again.
climbing back up, and they're going to measure it. Because I'm going to order disposable ones. They have HEPA filters in them, and they combat virus and bacteria and mold and pollen and pollutants and all the things that I want to help combat in this studio. And it's not fair to have them washing it out every month and putting back up a fiberglass filter. So I'm
Well,
going to order
Freddie, you
disposable
might-
ones.
He might be right about the whole July 16th
Thank you.
launch day.
He might be.
Yeah,
Because
he
it's
might
saying
be.
the Apollo. Is it Apollo 11? Apollo 11 flight log.
Yeah, she
July
calls it
16th.
Apollo
It
2.
was
It's
launch
Apollo
day on the
11, yeah.
16th. It was
Ladies and
launch day
gentlemen.
on the 16th.
I didn't
You
want
are
to
right.
say,
You should have corrected me.
I didn't want to say anything, but those two numbers that you're looking at, that's
It's an
Apollo 11.
I thought it was a 2. It's an 11.
It's an 11.
Thank you for sharing.
Now look at this. Our skyline
How do you
is
like
moving.
that skyline?
I don't know. That's kind of funky.
Teddy and Val have been working on that. 888-994-4995. Let us know how you like that. You know what else today named in history is?
I'm afraid to
The
ask.
day Washington, D.C. was declared our nation's capital.
Was it? And you know what today is going to be? The day that Washington, D.C. is torn down as the nation's capital.
No, not at all. That's all I can tell you.
Now, it's interesting that you guys have put that unique little background. Who put that together? Teddy, who put that together, the background?
She and Val.
Now, did you guys get this from the mix itself, or did you create it? Now,
They should get a mic.
they're supposed to have a mic. They're all in there. I saw today a very interesting point that was brought up. Stop laughing, Val. I saw there's a mic to her left, and she doesn't talk in it. They rather yell. And I saw that people
Better?
are- yes,
much better. Thank you.
And by the way, I hear no noise.
You what? Oh yeah, it's clean.
Nice and clean sound, guys.
I think Teddy, by moving the plug, we resolved the problem. But that nobody will ever accept that. They'll say that it was, and it's really loud out here, by the way. And nobody will ever accept that the dirty plug was creating the noise. Why does she keep laughing? Okay, so people are paid allegedly because of the amount of work that they do. So let's say you have two animators, you got Val and Teddy, and they put that together. And two women put that together, and they get paid $1. Let's assume it's $1.
Okay.
And then a male comes along, like a Slick, and he does this, and Slick ends up getting $2. Number one, the first part of this question is that scenario in today's society true?
I don't know if it's true. From what I've been told, it's true. I have a hard time believing that actually still exists.
Well, your lips were puckered like a lemon, so
'Cause
obviously.
I'm thinking. I don't firsthand have knowledge of this, so I cannot confirm or deny this is factual. That is not factual in our space. It is not how we work in our space. Nor do I know anyone where
Yeah, 'cause
this
we don't
is-
pay anybody,
where
but I'm
this is true. However, this is what I've been told, that there is still a financial discrepancy between men and women, from what they say, the theys.
But the question I'm having for you is that discrepancy because of the amount of work that they're producing? In other words, the quality of the work or the amount of work?
I think corporate America can phrase it any way they want to, but inequality is inequality. If Slick works for an hour and Teddy works for an hour, and you like both products, they should be equal pay.
Okay, hold on. Slick and Vinny are responsible for hanging all the art that's in the gallery.
Yes.
And they did a spectacular job. And they went to the radio station at the other studio, more spectacularness.
Correct.
It's gotten to a point that I can rely on these two guys to figure out how to put and post material that is pledging and creating sales for the artists.
Correct.
Is that all true?
Absolutely.
Okay. They spent, let's say, 12, 14 hours a day doing this, right? Along comes Teddy and Val, and they put this beautiful mosaic. I mean, I've been doing this business a long time, and I don't even know how to create three-dimensional movement
Very
behind
cool.
us. Okay? So,
What
here you
city
have
is that, by the way?
the what?
Is that New York?
It's New York. So you have two different qualities. Should the guys get less money? Should they get the same money? Or should they make more money? The question that I'm putting forth, is it the work involved? Is it the amount of work involved? How do you dictate what? Because everything's the same.
Well, let's ask them. Val, Teddy, what do you guys think?
I think you can't, those two jobs are so different. I think it's hard to compare them versus like if Val and I both did the same thing for the same amount of time type thing. Putting up pictures, I feel like would be more of a per hour thing, whereas making something like this would be more of a per project pay. I'm not sure how to compare the two.
So you think, and I knew she was going to say that. So now you flip it. So the guys run the board, and the girls do the hanging, do you flip-flop the salaries?
Val?
In other words, if you flip-flop, if you go and do the hanging and the guys do the board, do you flip-flop the salaries? In other words, what I'm trying to establish is, do men get paid more money for doing the same or less
Well,
of a
then you
job?
have to describe equal work for equal pay.
How do you do that?
If Slick creates the same type of scenario for BYOB, and the girls create the same scenario for our show, do they get equal pay?
I would say yes.
Okay, and there's the answer to your question. But that's in our
But that's
world.
not what's happening
Where?
in the real world.
Give us a call, 888-994-4995. Yeah, that is what I've been told, and I don't understand why there is a racial discrepancy in pay. I don't understand it. It totally inequality. No way, shape, or form can you compare the two similar jobs should be based on different pay. Now, they're going to say, oh, well, maybe Slick's been here for 6 months and Teddy's been here a year and a half. They come with all these things, but maybe Slick comes with a resume of 15 years and Teddy comes with 2. Does that mean he gets more money than another? It's just all kinds of things.
Well, what about the reverse discrimination? I can't pay him more because he has more expertise because he's a male and it's going to look like I'm favoring a male. What about the reverse?
What about 2 women that come into a medical provider's office and they're both medical assistants, and one's been there for 10 years and she makes X, and a new woman comes in, brand new, and she makes more. She makes X plus. Is that fair?
Well, they're going to say she's getting more because she's on her back, or they're going to discredit the reason.
what I'm saying.
Like this is reverse discrimination.
Here's what I don't understand. Do people not have enough to worry about if they could just make the simple things in life kind, equitable, simplify, and take some of these stresses off of people's lives? Then you know what? When you have a speed bump in life, you go, all right, it's a speed bump, but all of these other things are equal. Why does there have to be so much inequality in the United States? Forget the world, right? We can't talk for the world. Why is there inequality on so many things? The haves, the have-nots, men versus women versus all of these things. Why?
Is
Why
that a
is the sky
question?
blue? Yes.
Well, because that's
Why?
just
Why does there have to be so much?
because that's
angst
just the
in
way
life?
that's just the way it is.
I don't like that answer. I want to
Okay.
fix that.
Well,
I
I'm
want
trying to get an
wave this
answer, and we're
wand
not getting
fix all
anywhere.
of
But
that.
if you got an answer, we'd like to hear it. I heard this on a radio show today,
Yeah.
and I was really perplexed
And what did
because
they
there's no
say?
answer. They came out that it doesn't matter what anybody makes, but if you want more, you should be able to ask for more and say why. But you have to do it professionally. You have to do it. You have to take into consideration the person running the business as well, who maybe has an oversight. Maybe he doesn't see it that way. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't.
Actually, I have a question. And I'm going to ask you guys, if you had something to say to your employer, you had a question about your job continuing. People now, they're afraid of losing their jobs, businesses closing, and you have a second job opportunity, but you really like where you are. Do you have the courage to go to your employer and say, listen, where are we as far as the business and structuring? Or do you just wait and see what happens? Vinny?
Can you work at both jobs or only one of them?
That's a good option. If you can maneuver the hours, okay, you can work at both. What if you had to pick one? Would you have the courage to go to your boss and ask?
I'll probably give my 2 weeks notice just in case.
Okay, Slip?
What is it? I'll probably have a sit down with a management staff, and it's kind of like, yeah, I'll basically do that because I gotta see where we stand, and if I wait on it, waiting on it, people might wait like a month, but it may take like 3 years to get what you want.
You have the courage
Especially
then
if
to talk to your boss.
You have
Girls?
They're solving an issue.
They're having an issue?
Yes.
What's their issue?
No commercials.
Okay.
They're in the midst of crisis number
Okay.
8 today.
I'm finding that the different generation, and I was thinking about, and then I was told today it took me 50 years to find my voice. What would I do when I was in my 20s?
Okay. I'm
So
afraid
now,
to ask.
well, now what I quite bluntly say how I feel, right? At 53 years old, I didn't always. When I was 25, would I have said, "Let me wait and see if the boss comes to me," instead of saying, "This is the situation I'm in."
Right.
Maybe I was in a more wait and see what happens when I was younger than I am now.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking at a different mentality of generation, is it different now?
You know, it's funny. When I became a manager, I had an open door policy. And I made the mistake of having my agents be my friend. And the women were worse than the men. The women thought that there was this, I'm going to treat you like I treat my husband, smack you around a little bit, and And I ended up firing people because of it. But that was my fault, because I didn't set the rules correctly at the beginning. Now that I've gotten older, I believe that you should have an open door policy, and people should come up to you and say what I like and I don't like. But it's like I tell you, can you handle the truth? Like I've had people come up to me and say, I want more money. I says, and I think you should have it. Now tell me why. And they can't. Or everything they tell me isn't true. I've had salespeople that work for me, and I wanted to give them more money, and I said, take off your shoe and sell me your shoe. And they couldn't do that, and they own their shoe. You know this story. You know it's true. It went on to become a successful story, but at that stage of the game, I had to cut her loose. And she came back and became a raw in the business. So the bottom line here is, you sort of have to equate what tomorrow is going to bring by learning yesterday and living it today.
You guys got that?
I think the last part I got because I was kind of
Busy.
I was on a scroll. right now,
Equate
so I'm
tomorrow by
sorry.
living
Yesterday,
yesterday.
by learning from
By
yesterday,
learning from yesterday and
and
living
living
today.
it today.
But
Okay.
like
And the perfect balance, you see, leaders are perfectly balanced.
Not always.
That is a good leader. A bad leader, like Nero, that watches Rome burn as he plays the violin because he thought he was getting rid of a disease. And think about that logic. He was burning Rome to get rid of syphilis and play the violin while he did it because he didn't want to hear the people screaming. Think about madness and the creation of it. And the people turned against him, right? They consider him one of the craziest dictators in the history of mankind. Think about that. You don't learn from yesterday. You're bound to repeat your mistakes,
History is
correct?
bound to repeat itself.
If you don't see tomorrow, then you're never going to head in the right direction. So you have to learn all of this and balance it all out, and then you have to equate this to somebody else. I think what we should do is we should take one of the producers
You were very in-depth today.
and make them the boss,
Right?
the boss of the day,
Okay.
and let them dictate in what direction we're going to go. Maybe the boss of the week, and let them dictate. Now, that's a very dangerous game because you're asking people to do something, though they say they're ready to do it. Let's see if we can do it.
You think any of them would take that challenge?
I don't know.
Any of you guys willing to take that on?
let's say the challenge again. Like we be the
He
boss.
doesn't
we're
understand
the
the challenge.
boss. We're the
You
boss.
are going to be the decision maker for a week of the business. In other words, everything that comes its way now falls in your lap.
Can it be like a community?
Can it be what?
Communicative, like have more than just me being
Can it
the
be a
shot
team
caller.
effort? Okay, community.
Can be a
community
team
That's
effort.
up to you. You're the one running the ship.
A team
Oh,
effort.
me?
You would
I'm
be
being
the
running the
one
show.
running the store. So if it's a team effort you want, you're going to have to show what that means.
Okay.
You're going to have to earn respect because you're the team leader.
Okay.
But I'm talking about all decisions. I'm talking about payments. I'm talking about the lawsuits. I'm talking about everything falls in your lap. And you have to rectify. You have to clean it up.
Ugh, you just made me sick to my stomach.
You know, I don't understand this. It isn't all peaches and cream on the other side.
Oh, I live this with
I
you.
know you do, so I don't know why you're sick to your stomach.
You and I live this every day.
Well, it's funny because yesterday, West Palm Beach, for 12 hours they met, or 9 hours, whatever the hell till midnight, and they came up with a brand new solution. There will be school. It took them 9 hours to decide that.
There will be virtual school.
Hold on, they didn't say that yet. This is going into 9 hours. Bring in some coffee, bring in some donuts.
Midnight.
At midnight, when everybody was exhausted of yelling at one another, there will be school. There will be virtual school. Was the decision. But they don't know when it's going to start. I swear to God, I don't understand why people in power don't understand balance. You see, everybody's looking for
Well, what
somebody.
would you do? If
I
you
would've
were the
come
head
out
of
with
the
a
school board
date.
of Palm Beach County.
I would have come out with a date. I would have gone to virtual, and I would have hand-selected teachers and a number of kids in every grade from yay to yay to come into the schools on a separate level. In other words, test the water. Bring in 10 kids first and one teacher. Bring in 20 and 2 teachers. Let's see how that works. You know what you're missing out here, ladies and gentlemen, it isn't about the learning, it's about the psychology that you're going to be learning under. And what I have learned from watching these kids perform is that when they are powered up, when they are free to think and do what they do, look around.
I know.
They are spectacular.
Yes.
But when you put a cup over them and you strangle them with all the worries and everything else they got to worry about, and looking over their shoulders, they're not going to learn. They're going to learn to panic. We are creating our own worst enemy, is what I've learned. And again, 9 hours, they came out with nothing.
I know. There's a lot of stress about getting kids back to school. And you see both sides. I see all sides of this. Truly, I do. I not
You
saying,
believe that we have to open up the schools?
I don't believe we have to open up the schools. I believe that there needs to be some type of education better than when we close the schools. I believe that you cannot put 40 kids back in a classroom with one teacher. You cannot fill an elementary school with 1,200 students on any given day right now, because you can't control mass, you can't control food, you can't control sneezes, you can't control any of that based on the way it was. I also understand that by limiting class sizes, you need more teachers, you need more paraprofessionals, and that is more money. I understand opening a school, you've got power and electric, you need hand sanitizer, you need masks, you need cleaning supplies for the school, you need air systems, you need everything, you need janitorial, you have buses.
So let me get this right.
I see all the different sides. I also know that there are children need to go to school because parents work, special need children, they need
I
socialization.
think that is the number one reason they want to open the schools.
Special needs kids?
No, because
Socialization?
parents got to get back to work.
Yes, then they do.
Oh, I understand that. But the problem is you got a broken system where the AC don't work, where there's mold in the walls, and now all of a sudden we have to fix all that. Now we got to fix all that. You see, because we don't learn from history. We had this whole dilemma of past errors.
Well, it's like when the dam breaks, and they go, yeah.
The dam breaks,
when
everybody's flooded and
you
everybody's
go,
drowned.
Yeah, it had been cracked for a long time, and we meant to fix it, but we just never got around to it. Our county, Palm Beach County, is a tremendous county. When you even look when hurricanes come through and it shuts the entire county down, when it hits one part of the county versus another, the entire county of school systems are shut down.
Right.
And they talked about it years ago when Francis and Jean came through of maybe partitioning off the county into subsections, however it was, because when the storm came through the North Palm Beach County, South County was fine because you're talking huge mileage, but all those schools were shut down because of
right.
the buses and because of everything.
That's right.
So way back when they talked about partitioning off counties.
But you
And
gotta
now
look,
we're
you
back
gotta,
to maybe
but
that
you
should
gotta
have been.
understand that that resolution came about because you saw the storm coming. You saw it on the radar. You saw it on
nothing
ships. You saw it
changed.
on the planes. But here comes the storm. Here comes a Hurricane 5 coming right at you. Making it a Hurricane 6, the biggest hurricane in the history of the hurricanes.
But they have said that school will be as
But
it
hold
was.
on.
From 8 to 9, there's
But
A
hold
class
on.
and then B class.
But here
and-
comes the hurricane. You can see it. And you prepare for hurricanes, right? Except for you who had no batteries. Everybody else went and got batteries.
Yes.
They got water, they got bread, all the publics were empty, and they braced down, they chopped down the trees, everything we talked about. They saw it. So they learned that here it comes. Don't take it lightly, right? But what do you do when you don't see it? What do you do when the biggest hurricane in the history of mankind is coming at you at 1,000,000 miles a minute and you don't see it and you don't do anything about it? And then you do see it and then you still don't do anything about it. What do? You panic? Let's open up the schools. The problem with the conversation that I'm having is that the parents are going to put the kids in school to go to work. But everything's closing down. So where are they going to work at? See, that's be before A that equals C. If you got nowhere to work, okay, then that resolves the problem. Stay home with your kids, right? So the problem I'm having with this whole conversation is that you don't need to sit 9 hours in a room to make a decision. Remember back when I told you, who's going to press that button and become responsible? All of a sudden, all the politicians are running for the hills. Did you see? The CDC is no longer getting the data
I know.
because the President of the United States or the government has decided that they are not capable of controlling the data because they keep giving out bad news, which might be real, might not be real. There are
Might
more
be like-
people in Florida that are sick than people live here.
It's interesting. The school system, there's no right or wrong answer because, like everything else, I know for me, everything's gray. There's never a black or white because I see all of these other situations. This afternoon, we have a book author joining us, and she wrote a children's book about how to stay safe in your bubble. And this just came about, obviously, recently. It's already Amazon bestseller, #1 on Amazon, and it just came out, and it has exploded how to teach your child social distancing within a bubble. Such a cute little story, and came out of this.
Well, what if we were to put partitions in the classrooms? Like I went to Home Depot where Slick works, and they got partitions everywhere now. You can't stand in front of somebody. You go to Costco's to walk out, you got to go buy a partition. What if every desk had a partition?
A bubble.
Yeah. What if they do like they did in Taiwan? In Taiwan, when you go to school, every kid has the temperature taken like we do here. And they don't play around. If it hits a certain number, they call you, and they send you away.
It's interesting. Well, Vinny, you're still in school. I know school is now online, right?
Definitely is.
Do you get to talk to your professors?
Yeah, we do.
So does it change a lot for you? Do you feel a different situation?
It feels weird going online classes because I never was a big fan of it. It's like I'd rather be in person for a class.
It changes the learning
Vinny,
experience.
Vinny, do you feel more responsible now that you're going to be technically teaching yourself the material that he wants you to learn?
It's definitely a good thing.
It's a good thing?
Yep.
But what about if your philosophy is different from what the professor's trying to teach you?
Isn't that for everyone? Everyone has different philosophies in life.
Yes, that's what college is supposed to meant to be, which is one of the things I like. NYU said to me the first day I got there, said, if a professor tells you that this is orange and you think it's purple, you have to reason with him and explain to him why it is. And he will reason with you and say why it isn't. And somewhere along the line, your grades are going to reflect that difference in philosophy. But today, the game has changed.
Yeah.
So do you feel that if you have a way of seeing things, if you can explain it, your professor will be open to hear it?
If I could explain a sense, then yeah. Then, if I'm not colorblind and I see the color how it is, and he doesn't give a good example, then I'll say, dude, it's the same colors I see.
It's going to change everything.
Everything's changing. Everything
it's
is
gonna
changing.
change
And it doesn't
everything.
necessarily mean it's bad. Sometimes change is good. But when you're in the middle of it, we were talking about it yesterday when we moved here. When I was in the middle of it, you thought I was going to have a nervous breakdown. But now that we look back on it, this space is spectacular. This has truly been a gift of what we're able to do and continue to do. But when we were going through it,
Well, I got a question for you.
I might have had a nervous breakdown.
I got a question
I
for you.
cannot neither confirm or deny that.
What
Yeah.
we're going through now, is it worse than the two incidents that occurred in the same time for us when we were in the street?
Totally different.
But is it worse? Is this worse than being on the street for 2 weeks looking for a home?
No?
That
Not
was
for
worse?
me. For me, that was worse.
See, a lot of people don't know the story.
For
We
me,
had a
that
meeting
was
with Ken
worse.
yesterday. We told him what happened, and his jaw hit the floor twice. Because a lot of people don't understand what it took to get here.
For,
A lot of
for
people don't
me,
understand that.
What about for you? Can you compare the two? They're not even really equatable because this is a worldwide situation, and that was us.
You know, it's really funny because in my life, I can show you different incidents of worse. I can show you lots of different incidents of worse. The problem is that all those incidents had an end. There was always going to be a place to go. There was always going to be another radio show to do. There was always going to be a tomorrow. The problem I'm having right now is I don't see an end to this. And that's what I'm worried about. I went to the radio station yesterday. I almost had a tear in my eye to look on their faces. I go to different places. I talk to people from different businesses. And it worries me because it feels like they don't see it tomorrow. So you gotta, how do you do this? You gotta sort of suck it up. You gotta get stronger as everything around you gets weaker, and you gotta believe and make everybody else believe, and there's the balance. How do you do it?
But look at these guys, the Apollo 11, right? Today's the anniversary of when they took off and they landed on the moon, successful.
And came
How many
back.
flights before that weren't?
10.
How many flights after that weren't?
We even lost the space shuttle.
Right? And how many years later we lost the space shuttle in my generation I remember being in college. Not everything is guaranteed, but do we learn from these experiences? Do we continue to grow and to be grateful for the things that we do have?
Well, the reason I put this up, I'm glad you brought that up, is because I want to share with people strength. I want you to understand that what these guys did, they were isolated in a bubble in space. And I know you haven't been there. I haven't been there. But think about being in a pool, way down, 10 feet in a pool, and you're sitting in the bottom of a pool, and you're holding your breath. And you have to hold it for a month. That's what they felt. That's how it feels to be in space. Nothing moves. Everything is isolated. You're looking down at your whole family, your whole life away from you. And if you look up in the sky at that big cheese in the sky, and you have your friends, if they're your friends, or you have your American people, you have your technology up there, this is strength, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I put it up today.
But look, this is teamwork. There's signatures on here, the smiles on there. You look at what it is, what they accomplished, whatever you believe or you don't believe, the accomplishment, the teamwork, the science behind it, their families behind them, to know that they went up with the potential of not coming back and knew what science was, and they came back and they made history,
And they got up and went and got it.
right?
Because in this life, you either get or you get got. And these guys says, I'm going to go get it. And they had thousands and thousands of people. Every American was pulling for this. It's amazing how the President of the United States said we had to be first on the moon. Because in America, everything we do has to be first, including the good, bad, and the ugly, unfortunately. But today is a sign of strength. Today you got to dig deep, just like these guys did, and they went and they did something that very few human beings, very few, I'm talking about very few. I'm talking about the people that make the Hall of Fame, very few. But this is even less. And they dug deep, and they believed, today they left, they believed they were going to get there. And they overcame every problem that they had. And for them, every problem was life or death. It wasn't resolve and come home. There was no coming home. Because if I think something got hit by a meteorite on this trip and everything else, look it up. And they came back and they
But
did
you
it.
know, they walk in faith and they said it's going to be okay. They did something that it was never accomplished, and and that's what I tell everyone. I had phone call after phone call last night, and one of them, there was not even a conversation. It was just listening to a whole conversation. At the end of it, all I could say was some suggestions, and you got to have faith that this too will be okay. You know, and it wasn't about it was just a personal situation. There's nothing you can do except sometimes just hold on to whatever faith in God, the universe, eternal life, whatever it is you believe in a higher power, to know that they walk beside you. And Freddie, that is why we are here, and we're going to tell this story tomorrow on Florida Love.
Yes, we're going to be on Florida Love tomorrow with Ken.
And he's joining us today on our show this afternoon.
Yep, and he wanted to hear our story, and it was really funny. But I have a new platform.
Okay.
I would like to run for President of the United States.
I'm all in.
I want the kids to put the banner up. I am going to run for president.
Okay.
I'm going to have Slick become my,
Your vice president?
no, he's going to become my political, like Trump just got rid of his.
Okay.
So Slick is going to be in charge of our political campaign with Teddy and Vinny and Val. It's going to be our
Freddie for
cabinet.
president?
I'm going to run for president.
Let's
You're
ask,
gonna-
let's
you're-
ask Kelsey to put something
Ho-
together.
Hold on, you're running for vice president.
Okay.
You're going to be the first female vice president to win this thing.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you something. Kanye West, is that his name?
Kanye?
Kanye got 2% of the vote, and he wasn't even registered. He didn't even do it right. And he got 2% of the vote because they're so tired and there's no good choice. I'm going to run for president.
Okay.
I think we'll put together a banner and put it out there, and let's see what happens. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is I don't win, right? But I don't expect to win. I just expect for people to hear, and the people are going to ask, what is my platform? So we must work on the platforms.
Okay. What is your platform going to be? Equality for all.
I think that we should take everybody in a space shuttle and send everybody to the moon. Colonize the moon. No, I'm only kidding.
I think pancakes for all.
I'm only kidding. It's going to be a very serious discussion, yes. I'm going to run for
I'm
president.
interesting conversation.
Yes.
We should do that. Next week, we're actually doing Christmas in July. Next Wednesday, July 23rd.
I don't know if I can participate
It's
in that
Christmas in
anymore. I
July.
have to be politically correct.
Okay, you want
Your
to celebrate
president shouldn't
Hanukkah?
be. Your president shouldn't be celebrating Christmas in
You
July.
can celebrate Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, the Easter Bunny. You can celebrate any event that you'd like to celebrate. But we're going to do it because Dina is going back to school. And we have most of our crew in on Wednesdays. And you know what? You've talked about Christmas in July. We had New Year's already. We're going to go backwards. We're going to do Christmas, and then I think next month, Slick, we do Thanksgiving. And then we move into Halloween. And we're just going to do it backwards because you know what? That's about where we're going, so you may as well have fun with it.
You made
We
this
are a
fun.
self-contained party in this cafe, and that's about where we're going.
You're funny.
Why not?
So we're going to celebrate Christmas in July.
Christmas in July next
Oh,
Wednesday.
and the elephant in the room thing is completely a Jewish tradition.
Says who?
I asked around.
And who'd you ask? Your theys?
No, I asked more than days. I asked everybody. It is
Really?
a Jewish, yes,
It is not.
it is. Slick, have you ever heard of the elephant in the room?
It's not an elephant. It's a white elephant exchange.
That one.
Oh
Look it up.
yeah, white elephant. I never heard of that. I heard of elephant in the room.
I
Have you ever
even,
heard of a white elephant gift exchange?
Yeah, I never did it once, like a couple years ago.
And Vinny's not Jewish.
he heard of it. He didn't do it.
No, I did it back in Pittsburgh.
Thank you very much.
Or he did it in Pittsburgh?
There is no Jewish connotation to this
I believe there
whatsoever.
is. The part, yes, there's the part of when you give people a gift at Christmas that has a name. What is that called?
Regifting?
No. No, when you take a name out of a hat and you keep it a secret.
Secret
Secret Santa?
Yes. That I remember. The elephant thing, an elephant's got a long memory,
It just
sorry.
means you haven't done it before. There
I've
is no
never
Jewish
heard of it.
It doesn't mean
I've
it
heard of
doesn't
everything.
exist. You thought a heifer wasn't really a word.
It is a word. It's my word.
You did
I
not
didn't
know
do-
it was a cow.
I didn't know it was a cow.
So we're on to the whole animal situation. I'm going to ask Joyce, the white elephant exchange.
You
But I
guys
don't
who?
even know if they want to do it or not. We got to see if they want to do it.
I don't want to do the white elephant exchange. I
We're
don't
just
like the
gonna
part
do-
you can steal my gift. If I like it, you touch my gift, I'll
They were
punch
just
you in the
gonna do
head.
Secret Santa. And for those who don't celebrate Santa, secret whatever you want to call it if they want to.
Now, wouldn't it be amazing if every day you picked up 10 people to change their perspective and be nicer to one
How
another?
about just one?
One don't work.
Why?
Because it'll take us 350 million years to get to where we
We
need
got
to
a lot
go.
to evolve to.
I need it a little quicker. Got to speed it up.
Okay,
I'm
10.
running for president. This is my platform. I want everybody, tell everybody, this is why Ken's show is so. Ken has been asked by
Maybe that's
a
not our story to
company.
tell.
I'm telling you, a company in California. You got to watch the
Florida Love
Florida
Show?
Love Show. That show is being asked all over the country to participate and perhaps do some very serious work in the future. Tune in tomorrow. You don't want to miss this. And I'm being really, really honest. I've done this business a long time. I have never seen anything like this. Ever seen anything like this.
Because you know why? People are looking to spread love. They're looking to do something unique, to give back, to spread hope and love and a voice in the world.
What's the name of that movie? Was it I Love You, Man?
I love you, man.
That was the movie, wasn't it?
Okay, yes.
Wasn't that the name?
Uh-huh.
And he was not allowed to say no? Is that what it was? What was the I Love
don't
You,
know.
Man movie?
You guys know what the I love you, man? I know my son
You're
used to watch
mixing
it.
two movies. It was you're missing Yes Man and I Love You Man.
Yes,
But I Love
Man
You
is
Man.
one.
Yes
You're
Man.
Yes,
complicated.
Man. It's not I Love You, Man. It's a Yes, Man.
The
At
Jim
least-
Carrey movie?
Yes. Now, Jim Carrey was just on TV. They interviewed him because, you know, the actors aren't working. And they were talking about that. He was talking about that movie. And he's different. You remember in Living Color Remember that show In Living Color? You guys remember In Living Color?
I look it up.
I
No?
looked it up. Yeah, that's
I
before,
looked up
way
the show.
before
In
them.
Living Color was up against Saturday Night Live, and Saturday Night Live beat them. But in Living Color was the Wayne brothers. The three brothers got together, and they brought in a young man by the name of Jim Carrey, who was hilarious. Hilarious on that show, but he was the only hilarious thing going on, even though the three brothers are funny too. So I'll never forget, I was watching a Super Bowl, and depending on what channel you watched, they had Saturday Night Live on one, and they had In Living Color on the other one with a countdown. They had a little countdown when the game started again. And I watched In Living Color. Everybody else watched Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live has been around, what, 40 years? God help us. But In Living Color, I'm going to tell you something, was hilarious. It was funny. And the Wayne brothers went on to do separate movies and everything else. You know, they're a different brand of deal. But it was really good stuff. So I'm going to reach out to Jim Carrey, see if he wants to be the Secretary of Defense.
I think that's a great idea, actually.
Yeah, and then I'm going to call Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, he should be the Secretary of Defense because he's
All
a
in.
big guy.
I'm still a big fan of The Rock. I think he should be
I
Secretary
don't want The
of
Rock
Defense.
because that eyebrow thing creeps me out.
What
Yes.
eyebrow?
Yes. He has that eyebrow thing going. Teddy agrees.
Really?
Yeah, that. Well, you agreeing with me or her?
The
Or
Rock
Wayne
for
Johnson.
president,
She
yeah.
likes Wayne Johnson.
Yeah,
I don't
he
like
does.
it because when he goes into negotiations with other countries and he raises the eyebrow, he's going to intimidate everybody. You imagine China dealing with
That's
him
the
and he
point,
raises the
yeah, that's
eyebrow?
the
Thank you.
point.
That would be the whole
That point,
point.
yeah.
No, he'll
walks
open
into
up a
room
can
and
of
just
whoop.
controls it. Like,
What do
he
you call
doesn't
it?
have to
Body
say nothing.
English?
He'll open up a can of whoop ass. Who did that?
Maybe
Who-
we need a can of Body English. That's all I can
Who
say.
was
Correct.
that said that? It wasn't him. It was the guy he used to fight against. Anybody know?
It had to be The Rock.
Open up a can of whoop ass.
Yeah, it had to be The Rock.
It wasn't The Rock. It was the other guy from
Can't
Texas, the guy who drank the beer on the set.
Oh, Stone Cold?
Yep.
Stone Cold
Stone
Steve.
Cold,
Oh,
yeah,
Stone
him.
Cold, okay. Stone Cold.
Stone Cold. I used
She's
to
a
watch
whole
that.
kind of trivia contest. Say
We-
good morning to Lady Ann. She says having a food company culture would help with courage and talking to management in these situations. I want to know what the food company culture is. We got to ask her. She's doing BYOB today. She's doing two of them actually. One of them's going to air today, and one will air tomorrow.
Well, the important thing about food culture is that you ever notice you can negotiate anything in life if you're eating a Twinkie.
Really?
Twinkies for everybody.
Let's go get some.
If you get Twinkies, the world will be a better place.
I really want to get the kids. I want to do like a whole food culture thing. Every day I want to bring in a different kind of food and see what that does as far
Why?
as
All
bringing
they do
people
is
together.
eat it. They don't culture it. I saw Vinny eating a hamburger the other day.
Oh, it
my-
smelled so good. I got to tell
I
you.
ran out of here afraid he was going to eat the table.
He walked in here and we all went, oh, what is that? Smells. It was the French fries.
You know why? Our good friends from
Sunny Stop.
Sunny Stop right next door to us makes the best food. Best kept secret in Boca for the price. You want to get breakfast, go to Sunny Stop.
$4.99, I think
It's like $4.99. His pancakes are the size of this table.
I know. And they're right close enough that you can walk from here.
From here, yeah, but
Go
they
on
have a
field
little
trip.
park in the
You guys want
front.
to go on a field trip this morning? They're like, yeah, we're in. We're going to take a walk
Yeah,
down.
they-
Walk down the
Take a
sidewalk.
All they do is look at their computers. I have to see what the hell, what kind of porn channel are you guys watching? Because I've never seen guys so sucked down by their
You
computer.
know, it is not. Don't
Look at
believe
this,
him, guys.
Si.
It is
What do you
not.
got? What are you
It is
looking
not.
at?
I was actually updating my pages for Spotify, Facebook.
What are you doing?
and
Your
Instagram.
podcast?
Yeah, my podcast.
What is the name of your podcast?
Podcast is called Slick Speaks. It's on Spotify, Anchor. So
So did they put you on Spotify yet?
yeah, they did.
They did. Congratulate. Hey,
I
wait a
know,
minute.
right?
You got to ring a bell, baby.
I know, right? But I've been updating stuff. I don't know what Vinny's on, but
So Slick Speaks is now on Spotify?
correct.
Yes.
Very
Yeah, we have
nice.
to.
Everybody who has
Congratulations.
taken the time to look at their podcast would be on Spotify. Yes, I'm talking to the lady over there with the long blonde hair. How's that going for you?
Ask her how her commercial is.
How's your commercial, Teddy? Well, I'm going to give you guys another level. I'm going to introduce you guys. Look how nice that is. Beautiful.
Nice,
Love it.
Vinny. That's
Love
awesome.
it. Vincenzo. Muy bien, muy Vincenzo. Muy bien. Perfectamente. That is beautiful. I love it. You see, My dream now is accomplished through his eyes. I love it. Beautiful. Very nice job.
I like
Now,
that.
I'm going to give you guys a gift. I am going to offer you guys to be put your podcast, except Teddy hasn't opened hers yet, on the iHeartMedia app. How you like me now?
Yeah, I like that. You know.
That means your podcast will be heard countrywide.
I've been honestly using my creativity a lot throughout, like the MP3s and the MP4s that I've been getting in. So I wouldn't mind that.
Yep, that's a good move. We're going to be
iHeart.
doing that as well. Already in negotiations to do it. It's very simple to do. Takes a little bit of doing, but it can be done.
Nice. All right. Have a great morning, everyone. We've got BYOB coming to you at 11 o'clock, followed by Fuego. I'm not sure if we've got Callaway's Corner coming to you today. We've
Not
got
today.
A children's author, a brand new book coming out on keeping your kids safe in their bubble, which is truly, truly adorable. They were featured on Good Morning America and Kelly and Ryan this week, so we're very honored to have them joining us on our platform today as well.
You have the artist show today.
We've got Jay Harmon, the artist show today, and we also have BYOB.
You had and then I heard Slick saying something at 3 o'clock. Slick, you got a special?
Oh yeah, basically I have like he's a good friend of mine, but he basically works with the youth of Broward County to actually give them a voice. So he spotlights a lot of people that want to be either a poet or like have like something to basically like a spoken word. But I'm gonna be having them come here around 3 o'clock to, you know, sit down, chat, and have like an episode of Slick Speaks
Nice.
for you guys.
Fantastic. That'll be at 3. We've got BYOB again at 2:30. That'll be 3. We've got the artist show probably around the same time. And then we've got 2 Minute Warning coming to you at 7:30 tonight.
That's right. Tonight, you see who they're having on there is a former NFLer. Played for the Chiefs, played for the you.
It's all about the
You.
Have a great morning, everyone. Be kind to each other. Be safe. Try and inspire 10 people, as Freddie says. We'll see you in a few.
Running for president of the United States. Details coming at you, so don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.
In the cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save her. Your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an avalanche, like an avalanche. I listen for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors, just a ray of